Blessings, y'all. Blessings, blessings, blessings. To God be the glory. Y'all, I was just in a room, right? And I testified in a room last night. I heard the Lord tell me to testify about the sickness in my body, HIV, AIDS. And so I testified in this room where believers was gathered. And I want to tell y'all, there's a difference. Just because the Lord used you to prophesy does not mean that you are a prophet. Some people have the gift of prophecy, but then others walk in the office of a prophet. So you have the office of a prophet, and then you have the gift, those who God, because everybody can prophesy. God can use anybody to prophesy, but that don't make you a prophet. Glory be to God. So I want to tell y'all that just because the Lord used you to prophesy does not mean that you are a prophet. One. And do not trust gifts in this hour, because a person can be gifted but still not surrendered. A person can be gifted and still not surrendered. So on tonight, I went back in this same room on live, and this man of God cut me off from speaking. And mind you, yesterday I sensed something was off with this gentleman. I sensed something was off with him. And so he cut me off from speaking. He told me it ain't about saving grace tonight. It ain't about you tonight and all, like it ever has been. And so he was going off, y'all. I mean, he was going off. Then he told me something. So he stopped talking. I waited on him to stop talking, and I asked the woman God, say, is it okay if I speak? The host of the room. So I was telling her about yesterday's group meeting, because a man that was in that group prophesying and speaking in tongues and interpreting dreams, this same man was in my inbox trying to come on to me. Now, I've had this many times, men of God, men who claim to be of God, trying to make homosexual passes at me. And see, this is why you cannot judge people by the way they sound or the way they look. Because, see, God may allow me to keep how I sound. I may sound like I'm gay to you, but God could deliver me. But I still sound the same. And that sound, for people who are not truly surrendered to God, they will hear that sound and say, oh, maybe I can get him. And they will try to make passes at you only to be exposed. So he came out of his mouth, he was like, don't nobody want you, you full-blown AIDS. I mean, he was going ham. He tried to use my testimony. The devil tried to use him to use my testimony to break me. You wouldn't have never knew I had anything if I wouldn't have testified of it. Glory be to God. So you cannot, my testimony is no longer an embarrassment to me. It is a weapon. My God. So he was like, in 72 hours, you gonna fall sick, something gonna happen to you. But when I didn't respond to him. And when I said what I had to say to the woman of God, and I wasn't even talking to him, nor was I talking about him. And then, y'all, I know this is not a prophet of God. He may be able to prophesy, but he is not a prophet of God. We have to know the difference from prophets, people who walk in the office of a prophet, and people who God used just to prophesy. So I just tell y'all, I say this, y'all be careful. Because everybody who prophesying ain't a prophet. And everybody who prophesying, that don't mean they surrender to God. But I prophesied this about that young man. He said in 72 hours, that's 3 days, right? Let's see which one of us falls sick. Hey, she got shot. I didn't even respond to him. I said what God wanted me to say to the woman of God, which he had me to tell her to make sure that she check her surroundings. See, because I'm not trying to be a part of anybody's family. I'm a part of God's family. You know, I'm not standing with anybody. I'm standing with the Lord. It's just simple as that. So I left the room, and God told me when I got off line, He said, you in 72 hours, right? It'll be him. Yeah, glory be God. I heard the Lord say, it'll be him. And this will be my way of showing him that he's not a prophet. He's not a prophet. People be quick to call. That's how I know a lot of people are not prophets either. Because any true prophet don't want to be a prophet. That's why I don't even like titles. That's why I go by the name Saving Grace. I don't go by prophet this or apostle this. And yeah, when I called the woman of God, it was a woman of God in there. It was an apostle in there. Her name was Apostle Shifter. But I called her mother. I was like, Mother Shifter. And he gonna try to, that's apostle to you. No, it ain't. No, it's not. She may be an apostle to you, but she is what God says she is to me, not what you say she is. He's talking about that's so much attitude and sassiness coming from a man. I was like, Lord, no, this is not a prophet. And see, people will be jealous of you. So they'll wait on anything. When he said that, you full-blown AIDS, and I knew he was waiting to attack me. Since he didn't have anything to come up against me until I testified about that. So he tried to use my testimony to break me. But my testimony, he tried to use my testimony to embarrass me, but I'm not embarrassed. My past is a weapon, not an embarrassment. I no longer live there. So, y'all be careful, because everybody want to be a prophet. Everybody want to be an apostle. Everybody want to be a title. I just did a video today titled, Pretenders. Yes, Lord. I just did a video today titled Pretenders. That man is a pretender. He's a pretender. And then he thought I was about to argue with him. I ain't giving you none of my energy, you demon. He had his camera off, y'all. You know I like you be live, but you have a picture up instead of your live camera. When he thought he was about to argue with me, he turned on his live camera, y'all. He was like this. It was so funny, y'all. It was so funny. And then he putting on anointing oil, rubbing anointing oil on his hands and stuff. You want people to see you. You want to be seen and heard so bad. But you about to be seen and you about to be heard. Crying out for prayer. He said 72 hours, y'all. So let's see which one of us be sick or fall sick in 72 hours. That's 3 days. Let's see. So everybody who prophesying is not a prophet. There's an office of a prophet, and then there's a gift of prophecy. Glory be to God. So, y'all just be careful. Do not trust gifts this hour. Go by the Spirit of God, not by might, not by power, but by His Spirit. I don't care if I'm sitting here speaking the word of God to y'all. If the Spirit ain't coming behind me, then the letter kill it, but the Spirit makes alive. So I can be sitting here prophesying, but if the Spirit ain't coming behind it, then my prophecy is just empty and vain. I'm Minister Grace.